So as we build the machine, as we create this machine that builds the machine, we need to think about developer onboarding, and we're trying to figure out a way to educate and onboard developers. And that was kind of the goal with Speedrun Ethereum. I've done a bunch of mentorship sessions, and now it's kind of solidified into this curriculum. And the goal is just to get the curriculum out there so folks can run through it async and anon and not need to get on a Zoom call or whatever, right? So this is probably going to be one of our bigger kind of developer pipelines of just like bringing the devs in, but it's great for them because it gets them kind of the mental model of building on Ethereum and also gets them acquainted with the tools. So at first, it just kind of like takes you through the basics of Solidity, but then it gets you into these quests. And each one of these quests is designed to have you use Scaffold ETH to build something that is particularly good, that Ethereum is particularly good for. For instance, a decentralized staking app, getting a bunch of jerks to coordinate. So the challenge takes you through that, and then you turn in your work as you finish it. And then kind of on the admin side, we have, let me log in as me. We have folks showing up, basically builders showing up, and we can kind of sort those builders and reach out to those builders and say, hey, you know, come join us at Moonshot, come join us at Build Guild, keep building with Scaffold ETH. What are you stuck on? How can we help? So if you are a builder and you're thinking about getting into Moonshot, this is a good way to start. If you know developers and they're just trying to figure out, like, how does Ethereum development work? How do I get into ETH dev? There's so many resources out there, and the space is so noisy that sometimes folks just get lost or go down weird paths. This is meant to be a very succinct, like, here is the knowledge. Like, do these short few steps and you'll gather a ton of context by doing that. And then it kind of opens up to these more like cohort builds that we're working on, where as people graduate out of the challenges, they go into these specific Telegram groups for building a DEX, building an SVG NFT, building a multi-sig wallet. And then from there, they can graduate to, you're funded by Moonshot now, and here are some of the things that we need to build. So that is Speedrun Ethereum. Happy to take any questions, but probably don't need to dive through any farther.
Alrighty, snaps for Austin.
Tell your developer friends to Speedrun Ethereum.
I think it's really cool how you're building an onboarding for everyone in the space, and hopefully that, you know, it's going to become a social network and onboarding for Build Guild and Moonshot Collective and others, Austin. So neat to see it. Any questions? I feel like we're light on questions today. Maybe it's the beginning of the week. People are feeling shy.
I'll ask a question.
Let's hear it, Michael Green.
Austin, I'm curious. So like there's like 3 quests that you can do, then the rest are like locked after you do those. Are they like the same as what's on Scaffold ETH?
So what happens is after you get through the first 3 challenges, you understand how to build a simple NFT, you understand how to build a staking app, you understand how to build a token and a token vendor, and you understand Scaffold ETH. The next steps are we drop you into a small private Telegram group, and we give you basically either a challenge of building your own DEX or building your own multi-sig or building your own SVG NFT, but it's still asynchronous, and it's still kind of like, you figure it out, here are the links, but instead it's over in a Telegram group. And what's cool about that is now we have, you know, 20 or 30 folks in a Telegram group, and their job is to build their own DEX, but we have resources for them, and we have a group that you can ask questions. And you also know that like all 20 people in that room have gone through all 3 of these challenges and kind of have the basic knowledge. So you can get right into, you know, let's talk about what that formula looks like in that liquidity, in the pricing function of that DEX. And you don't have to say like, have you done, you know, step 1, do you know how to deploy a token, stuff like that. So to answer your question, the challenges are a little bit more open-ended, but they're also like better supported. There's a lot of, like, you can ask a question in one of those 3 rooms and someone's going to answer pretty quickly. And it's still targeted at you build your own DEX to learn how, but there's a lot of resources that'll teach you through that. Does that kind of answer the question? I danced around a ways, but I think I answered it, but dive in if I need to clarify.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thanks.